Hello! Welcome to Vibrate Light Mentorship. I am recording this for you guys on Sunday, so class starts tomorrow. Pretty excited. But I wanted to record a quick video to introduce you to the mentorship. And yeah, it's interesting. I've been getting a lot of messages yesterday, today, the day before, and so I wanted to just record a quick introduction video to kind of set the tone for what the next 3 months are going to be like, but also to kind of set the energy and hopefully tune into your energy where you're feeling right now so that you can kind of settle any nerves or any worries that you have, and we can all start tomorrow or today, I guess, on our group call feeling ready to connect and share and explore and discover. So I think one thing that I really wanted to make sure that is clear is that similar to what I posted in the Facebook group, this is not going to be a heavily graded or judged program. This is a beautiful incubator where each person has come for different reasons and similar reasons, but I think that with a program like this, the thing is we don't really know what we're stepping into, where you came in for something. Maybe it was the video on the website page, maybe it was a conversation you had with me, maybe it was a post on Instagram or some of the copy from the website, maybe it was that you had put something out into the universe and then I launched the mentorship the next day. But a seed is planted and something gave you resonance to say, yes, this is exactly what I need. And that's usually what happens when we step into a new space of expansion. We don't really know what it is that's going to be happening, but our mind creates a rational, tangible thing, idea or thought that we can attach to so that we can justify doing this thing. It empowers us and helps us know that, oh yes, doing this is the right path. But I can tell you 100% that there's some other things that are going on beneath the surface and behind the scenes for you that are going to be really, really interesting for you to explore for the next 3 months. So all of the content that will be delivered for you and accessible for you over the next 3 months in this members portal are all things that have been intuitively and hand selected by me or written by me or created by me as a way to support you on this journey. So none of it is something that if you don't do it or you don't complete it, you're gonna fail, or you're not gonna do as well as someone else in the course, or I'm gonna be upset with you, or you're not gonna make enough money, or you're not going to make the most of this course. And actually, it's going to be really helpful for you to pay attention to how your mind responds to all of the different ebbs and flows of the month, the week, and the work as we move through it. So it's all going to be really helpful. But I do want you to know, because I know that a lot of traditional courses and business courses are rooted in the idea that you're basically always behind. No matter what you do, you're always behind. And there's this fear of rejection and expectation that's thread between, within all of the work. And I've experienced stuff like that. So I want you to know that's not how I roll. That's not how I do things. That's not how I do my business. And that's not how I work with my clients. And part of this course, this mentorship is going to be for you to see that you can truly decide how it is that you want to live, how it is that you want your business to be, and how you want to feel every single day. I'm recording this from my mom's beautiful apartment in Vancouver. It's Sunday. I'm still recovering from strep throat, so I definitely don't feel my best today. But recording this video felt really important to me because I kept feeling the excitement and the momentum of you guys. And as I was going through some of the work yesterday, I was feeling so excited. And that's the thing, that's what I want you to feel about the work that you're doing and what you're going to be doing, is that there's this divine momentum behind what you do that allows a lot of the things like the fears of rejection and the stories of fraud or imposter, or you're not doing enough, or you haven't done enough, the perfectionist kind of shame thoughts and fears to be there, but for you to be able to witness them and strong enough and clear enough to know what else is going on. So yes, so the mentorship, the member portal, all of these things below here are just resources and ways of supporting you. I also, being an intuitive, things change as we move along, so I might change some things. So maybe one week there will be more recordings and less meditation, and maybe one week I'll do more Facebook Live videos. So it's going to be a little bit different every week, and every month especially, and that's just kind of how I move, because it's really about what you guys are needing and how you're responding to the material and the content and the energy, really. So I also want to really let you know the book club is a really important piece of this mentorship, because the books they carry a lot of the material to support you in moving through the stuff that we'll be talking about in the group call, on the Facebook group, and in your private calls with me. So everything has really been intuitively selected, and it's so perfect to the point that sometimes I'll be reading a chapter in the book and I'll realize that actually completely aligns with the theme of the week. It's crazy. So so I want you to use your books that are going to be the book club of the month to support you, and the worksheets that will be downloadable will be something that you have on hand and keep as a resource while you're reading through the month, and you can scribble down notes, and at the end of the month before our book club call you can kind of go through and write down what your thoughts are, any responses, stories that came up, so that we can talk about it during the book club call at the end of the month. And that's going to be a really important part of the sharing of the month and of the mentorship, so that you can connect your stories and start to see yourself and observe yourself through others' eyes. So also something that feels important to say is that the first month is really a diving in. It's going to bring a lot up, and your mind may start to wonder, how does this have anything to do with business? Or when are we going to start talking about business? Or when are we going to start talking about money? And I want to tell you now that that's going to show up, and it's totally okay. But also remember that I've told you this now, okay? And we'll probably talk about this as well. But the thing about when we dive in is that we're not always aware of the ways in which our mind keeps us in protection mode and keeps us in a space. And so when we start to poke and prod at a lot of its protective mechanisms and its layers that keep us safe, the way that it responds is through ways that we have always just known as normal. And maybe they're not really that normal after all. And they're just mechanisms of safety. So that's going to be an interesting part of this first month, is in just witnessing what shows up and practicing this seat of the observer, and to be able to witness for as consistently as possible, so that you start to notice the patterns and the themes that show up for you. So meditation is going to be a really important part of this month, every day really for your life, but specifically for this month, if you can try to make sure that you do meditate every day, that's going to be a huge piece of your journey. I remember for many years I read so many books about spirituality, awakening, enlightenment, and I understood everything from the mind, but I was still very much in my analysis and judgment mind. And so it was not until I actually started to meditate daily that I really started to understand things from the observer. So I got everything, my awareness got everything, but I was still very caught up in the momentums of what these things were that would take me on different pathways into pain and struggle. So meditation is really big. The thing about meditation is it doesn't have to be a certain way. It doesn't have to be at a certain time. It doesn't have to look a certain way. I use a variation of silence, nature, guided meditations. I use the apps Insight Timer or Headspace. I also do sleeping meditations. There's so many different ways for you to just take that moment and give yourself space to start to notice what's going on, because until we take that moment to stop, we don't really see who we are in the grand scheme of what's happening within our space. So that's going to be big. I will be giving you some guided meditations by myself for every week. And you will also have some resources like podcasts and other meditations that I will link in this portal for you that will be relevant to the material that we're going through. So that's awesome. And I think the last thing that's coming up is breathe. Make sure you're breathing. And most of all, have fun. Like my teacher would say and does say, like if it's not fun, she's not doing it. And also there's nothing serious going on here. So that's another big thing about our mind, is our mind really wants to make everything really serious, because when it's serious, it feels meaningful. But the whole point is that when we can have fun and connect to more joy, then chances are we'll want to do it more and things can move more freely, right? When we're like dancing or we're happy and we're laughing, you can notice that energy moves through us much more, with much more flow than if we're feeling really serious and stuck and shrugged and that kind of thing. And so we want to allow energy to move through us. That is the purpose of this mentorship. Vibrate light, right? Like you are vibrating light energy within you and moving energy through you constantly, whether it's money or clients or emotion or anything, stories, experiences. The whole purpose of this mentorship is for you to understand that you are a divine being and this is a vessel and you are energy. And so if you can connect to your energy and see yourself as that, then you are also able to see everything else as that. And it's only then that you can start to allow things to move through you with much more ease and grace. So yes, one more thing that was coming through. Lastly, I want you to remember that I am your person for the next 3 months. That is part of the deal of this mentorship, is that you have me in your corner. And that seems maybe not that big, but it's actually a huge deal. We'll talk more about this as the weeks go by, but when you have me in your corner, what that means is that I am holding you to your higher self at all times. And my intention always is to connect you to your heart space and help you to see and understand how you can keep it open. So I am not Chloe, personality Chloe, in this mentorship. I'm your mentor, your guide, and my role is to keep you connected to this higher self so that you can start to understand what it feels like to be there. So that when something happens, a speed bump shows up, a challenge shows up, the anticipation or the draw towards drama or noise happens less, because you've got me and the girls around you supporting you and holding you in your higher self. And the more that we can do that, the more that we're able to attract that sort of energy into our lives. So it's a really valuable tool. When I started working with a mentor that was able to hold that space for me, massive shifts happen. Because the thing about this is that sometimes our family, our friends, our partners, they aren't able to do that because they're too close into the energy of ours. They're too close to our energy. So, sorry, my mind's like a bit feverish right now, so it's putting thoughts and stuff into weird sequences. So by having someone who is just, my only intention here is to support you and hold you in your higher self. It's not to have you like me. There's no other objective here. So it's a really magical and divine relationship that we're creating. So I want you to take that and use it. Whatever you need, whenever you need it in terms of this work, you can rely on me and come to me for the support, and I can hold you and I've got you. So that's really important, and I wanted you to know. So I think that's it. So I'm really excited to have our first group call today. I will be sending you a Zoom link so that we can all jump on the video call at 5:15. And and it will be recorded, so you'll be able to have access to it in the members portal too. And the best ways to, this is where you'll be able to get all of the material, and the Facebook group is a really great way to get in touch with the group, and you'll also have my number and my email. Thank you so much again. I want you to really acknowledge you for showing up and for choosing to do this, because it is going to be absolutely amazing and so powerful, and it's really special. And to be able to do this now in this moment with me, I'm so grateful, because this feels like a really big moment for me as well, to be calling you in and for you to have answered. So I'm so excited to go on this journey with you, and thank you. See you tomorrow. Mwah.